blog or website and imagine how much you could learn if you spent just 30 minutes a day for the next year in the best college classrooms in the world. The lecturers are university professors carefully selected by the teaching company and its customers for intellectual distinction and teaching excellence. These lectures are titled Foundations of Western Civilization, Part 1. The lecturer is Dr. Thomas Noble. Dr. Noble is the Robert M. Conway Director of the Medieval Institute and Professor of History at the University of Notre Dame. He assumed his current position in January of 2001 after teaching for 20 years at the University of Virginia and for 4 years at Texas Tech University. He earned his BA in History at Ohio University and went on to earn his MA and PhD in Medieval History at Michigan State University. While completing his graduate studies, Dr. Noble held a Fulbright Hays Fellowship and has since been awarded fellowships by the National Endowment for the Humanities, Clare Hall at the University of Cambridge, and the Netherlands Institute for Advanced Study. He has twice won research grants from the American Philosophical Society. In 1999, the University of Virginia presented Dr. Noble with the Alumni Distinguished Professor Award, the university's highest award for teaching excellence. Dr. Noble has published over 30 articles and book chapters and has authored and edited several books, including The Republic of St. Peter. He is the co-author of Western Civilization, The Continuing Experiment, one of the most widely used college textbooks in the country. Professor Noble prepared the course guide that comes with these lectures. The course guide includes a detailed outline of each lecture, a timeline, a glossary, biographical sketches, maps, and an annotated bibliography. To get the most out of this course, you may find it useful to follow along with the outlines or review them before or after each lecture. Lecture 1, Western Civilization and Foundations.
Hello, my name is Thomas Noble. I'm the director of the Medieval Institute and professor of history at the University of Notre Dame. It's going to be my pleasure to share with you over the course of 48 lectures some of my reflections on the foundations of Western civilization. We have a lot of time to cover. We have a lot of space to cover. I often say this is going to be a bit like riding through the Louvre on a motorcycle. You're going to see a lot of things. I hope we can raise some interest. I hope we can put some things in perspective for you. I hope, in a way, that this exercise will be a bit like rummaging about in Granny's attic. You're going to find a lot of familiar things as we go along. I hope that you'll frequently have what is sometimes called the aha experience. Aha, that's where that comes from. That's why they say that. That's why they do that. That's why we talk that way. That's where that word came from. But in one way or another, we're going to go from the dawn of civilization to the dawn of the modern world. And that is a very long time. Now, you may know that for Sherlock Holmes, the first principle of detection was to begin with the obvious. Let's start by standing the old sleuth on his head, beginning with what's not so obvious. That is to say, what I'd like to do for the next little while is reflect on these words: Western civilization and foundations. In other words, basically the title for this course. What do those words mean? What does this imply? What are we going to talk about in this course? All right, let's begin with the West. The West. You think, well, what does that mean? How would we proceed to define it? We might do so culturally. We might say the West is characterized by, for instance, free and participatory political institutions. We might say that the West is characterized by capitalist economies, a form of economy that permits individuals a large measure of control over their own life, permits them to make rational choices. We might say that the West is characterized by a tradition of religious toleration, the ability to accommodate simultaneously a variety of different, sometimes diametrically opposed, religious points of view. We might say that the West is characterized by a spirit of rational inquiry. I shall apply my mind to the world around.